Okay guys, this is Azorius Control. And the thought behind this is, well, there's a couple things how this deck, there's a couple reasons this deck came about. Number one is I'm kind of just waiting for the new set like a lot of dudes. And like a lot of dudes, I am just kind of playing Azorius Control because that's just right in my wheelhouse. That's my comfort zone. I just love Azorius Control. But we're going to do something a little bit different. Instead of just making your standard, like, you know, typical Azorius Control that's actually good, we're going to use Foundations cards. And what's cool about using Foundations cards is they're going to be in the game for, I think, another like 4 years or something like that. So they're always worth like crafting if you do find a good Foundations card, because it's going to stay in standard for a long time. And that's really, really cool. As someone who doesn't spend too much money on this game, that's a really, really nice thing. So I'm going to try to build around that, and I'm using a lot, not exclusively, but I'm using a lot of Foundations cards in this Azorius Control deck. And I'm just going to see if this works. I haven't got any games with this in yet, but I'm just going to kind of briefly go over like what's going on, and I'll just start from the top here. So we have Authority, which is just, that's a Foundations card, and it's just a good card. So in terms of Foundation card value, this is really, really good because it's just a standard card for a lot of Azorius decks, and the fact that it's Foundations is just perfect. One thing you should keep in mind with Foundations cards is that they're supposed to be, allegedly, this is what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be, from the devs, what they said, is that that's kind of, they're supposed to be like the power, the general power level of the game, right? So like this is a really strong card, but a lot of Foundations cards are kind of weaker. You'll often find like from newer sets, like the same kind of card, if you compare it to a Foundations card, it's like the same thing, just better or just cheaper, right? So they kind of immediately just flopped on that goal because this is a pay-to-win game. It's unfortunate. I don't want to be too negative, but I mean, that's just the reality, right? So they release cards that are just better than the Foundation versions of the cards. So this deck is going to be a little wonky. I'm not saying this deck's going to win, but it should be fun. And I think it's fair. That's the thing. I don't know about this card, but a lot of the other Foundations cards just feel fair. And I really like that. I really like feeling like when a deck feels fair to play against your opponent and you win with it, it just feels so good. It feels so clean. The game is just better. Balance has it has such a tremendous impact on a game, and I hope the devs keep that in mind, right? Like the just overall balancing the cards would make the game just so much better. Granted, I know Magic is a printed game, sadly, so they're probably not going to rebalance a lot of this stuff except for Alchemy, which Alchemy does do, and I need to, maybe at some point I'll start playing more of Alchemy, but right now Alchemy, last time I played it was like a very mobilize heavy game mode. But anyway, we'll get to Joust Through. So instead of running Seam Rip, which is obviously a way more versatile piece, we're going to run Joust Through. So it's still the same mana cost, but it does 3 damage to an attacking or blocking creature. So think of like those little slingshot guys, the red goblin that flies in the air and gets like, up to 7 damage some turns. You can just kill this guy with this card, and it's better than Seam Rip because it just gets him straight into the graveyard, right? So in some instances, Seam Rip is better against creatures and it's more versatile, but this also gives us a life, which 1 life against aggro decks could actually that could win the game. So even though this is, I would say, a worse card than Seam Rip, it is still pretty good, and it still has its use. I'm just running 1 3 steps ahead because I didn't want to go too all in on 3 steps ahead, it being a non-Foundations card, but I still want to use it because it's just it's a versatile piece. It's just a good card. Disenchant is kind of replacing Exercise, and what's nice about this is even though it doesn't target a bigger creature and exile them, it is still instant speed, so that's something it has over Exercise. This card art I'm not really a big fan of. It's kind of weird, but it is. I'm using the Foundations card art. I'm pretty sure there's a different card art if you want to use that, but this is a Foundations card. I'm still running 2 Get Lost. You could run 3, but again, I'm dialing down the non-Foundations cards, so that's why. Negate is just a good card, Foundations card. No More Lies, just running 2 of them because we have a couple other counter spells that are Foundations cards related, so I'm only running 2 of these. And part of that is because we're also running 4 Maze Mind Tomes, which, I've said before I'm a huge fan of. This just helps filter out our card list while gaining life, while also drawing cards. So whatever we got to do, it's very flexible, and it's very, it's on the front end, right? So if we can just We can start scrying through our deck and just find that consistent value a lot more easily with this card. And the 4 life helps us keep us alive. Wan Shi Tong, just a good value piece. I mean, really no argument there. I feel like as a one of, it's fine to put in a deck list like this, even though we're very foundations heavy. I think it's just a good card. I want to have it as a potential win condition, and it's just a big threat that the enemy has to deal with. It just has so much value with the card draw, with the counters, with the flash, the vigilance, flying. It's just a really good piece. And these are both 2 mana value in their permanents, and that's going to relate to this, which we're going to be using Lunar Insight instead of Stock Up. Now, this does kind of suck because it's a sorcery, and you can't just look through the top 5 of your cards. But we could potentially be drawing... well, the value here is that it per permanent on the board that you own, you get a card. So in terms of drawing, so we have 1 of Authority, right? So we could get an Authority out. We could get a Maze Mind Tome out, and we could even get a Johnny out and a token, and the token's a 0 mana value, I'm pretty sure, is how that would get counted. So we could kind of easily... Oh, and this is a 2 mana piece as well. So we could kind of easily get 4 cards out of Lunar Insight. It's unlikely. Most likely, most of the time, we'll just be drawing 2. And in that case, you probably would just want to use Quick Study, which I had 2 of in here. But right now, I kind of just want to lean heavier on the Lunar Insight. But Quick Study is an instant speed, 3 mana, draw 2 cards, which is more consistent than Lunar Insight. But Lunar Insight has more potential, and I feel like if we're using Foundations cards, let's go for that potential, right? Let's just see what we can do. I mean, if we're going to be using Foundations cards, and it's a more fair deck, I really want to see if we can just maximize it in terms of just power level. Let's really see what these Foundations cards can do. It might not get much value. I mean, we could just be drawing, 0. So this card could really suck. And you know what? With that being said, I think we put in Quick Study, because the thought of drawing 0 is actually destroying my mind right now. So I think that would just tilt me off the face of the earth. One moment. Okay, there. We added 2 Quick Study over 2 Lunar Insight for consistency. So we need to have that consistency. Okay, I had to admit it. We have to have it, because if we just end up drawing 1 or 2, that's brutal. Our deck is not built to really min-max Lunar Insight. That hit me pretty hard. And honestly, you probably just want to run 4 Quick Study, but I'm going to stick to my guns at least a little bit here. It's kind of a half measure, but you know what? Sometimes it's called for. So Cancel is basically 3 steps ahead, but without all the other cool stuff. It's just a straight up counter the target spell. We kind of like to have that. 2 blue, hopefully that doesn't hurt us. But I mean, 3 steps ahead also has 2 blue as well. Prayer of Bindings, again, this is a permanent removal that gives us life. The reason we're running this over the 3 mana version of that, like the enchantment that takes a non-land permanent off the board, is this gives us life and it has flash. Mostly the flash is what we want. But it's also the give life helps us against aggro decks, but it's a 4 mana value, so this has more potential with Lunar Insight. I was thinking about that when I put Prayer Bindings in. Honestly, you could probably go the 3 sorcery speed version of this enchantment, but I'm gonna try this. I'm kind of curious to see if this works. 4 Judgment, obviously it's Azorius Control. Stormslayer, I feel like we just need a Stormslayer. The value is just so crazy good. Let's just have 1 in here. I couldn't help myself. Lyra is going to replace our 2nd Stormslayer, though. So this is just another potential just win con. Gives us a bunch of life, which is going to come in a little bit handy when it comes to our sideboard. And I'll show you in a second. Ultima, it's Ultima, man. We got to have a way to deal with artifacts. Does kind of BTFO our Maze Mind Tomes, but, we could just scry a couple times or something before we use Ultima. And hopefully this thing doesn't hurt us too bad, but I don't think it will. I think it'll be fine. 1 River Regent, obviously 2 or even 3 River Regents is better, but we're just doing 1 because of, as I said, we're a Foundations thing. We're going to have room for this guy. Herald of Eternal Dawn, I've never used this card, but I have seen it, used in other decks, and it can be pretty cool. It's a flash 6/6, it's a potential win con, it also stops us from losing, which is pretty nice. It is pretty expensive, which is why we had to go down a River Regent. And we have quite a bit of card draw here as well already, so I didn't think another River Regent was totally necessary, but also Foundations. Kind of your standard lands. We're only running 3 Restless Anchorage. because we're running a 1 of Crawling Barrens, because it's a Foundations card. Kind of the same idea, but with this you can just continually stack counters on it, kind of like you can with Restless Anchorage if you get those map tokens on it. But this is a much safer card to do that with, even though it's more expensive. So there's a bit of a trade-off there, but I do think Crawling Barrens is actually a legit card, and I actually really like using it. Because whenever you put these counters on, you don't have to make it a creature. You can just put the counters on and not bring it onto the board, so that way you can stack the counters, so that when you do bring it on the board, you know, you've got a 4/4 or potentially a 6/6, however big this thing gets. So it's just another win con on top of our anchorages. We're using Temple of Enlightenment because this is just going to replace our Surveil land, the Meticulous Archive. We are losing the land types, which sucks, but the benefit is, one, it's a Foundations card, but also it's just the scry effect, which means we don't have to remove our card from the library and put it into the graveyard, which is nice. Really, when you think about it, a control list like an Azorius Control list really should be wanting to scry more than they Surveil. So I do think this is fitting. There is at least some minor benefit to running this over the Surveil land, but losing the land types definitely is not worth it. I would not recommend if you were actually trying to go all out on an Azorius Control list. The Cove is another thing where we're just chunking this in there. It's life gain, and it's a Foundations card. We're going to see how we do with it. I had to get rid of, you know, a couple of basic lands, and I think another Meticulous Archive for this. So it's just something we're going to try. We're just going to give it a shot where it's in theme for us. So that we had to go down a Demo Field and a Fountain Port as well. So we're just running 2 of each. These are just good control pieces. Or a Demo Field is just necessary. Number 1, it's a Foundations card, which is great. But, you know, you have to be able to deal with lands, especially if you're a control list. 2 is honestly probably not enough. You could increase it. I'm just going to see if we can run with 2 and get away with it, because these tap lands, you know, could really hurt us. I really don't want to also have to deal with more, you know, no-colored lands. And Fountain Port is just good. Sideboard is, I think, entirely, yeah, this is entirely Foundations, which is pretty cool. I originally, I had a few other cards in here, but genuinely, I think a lot of these Foundations cards are actually just good sideboard cards. We have another Joust Through if we're really going up against aggro. Unsummon is replacing Flood Maw because it's a Foundations card, which is fine. Most of the time when you're running Flood Maw, you're going to be targeting creatures anyway, so you're really not losing much. Soul Guide Lantern, you are kind of losing out here, because Soul Guide Lantern, well, there is some benefit, because this would just be a Rest in Peace, but we're replacing it with this because it's Foundations, and we could draw a card potentially, which is really nice. It's also a 1 mana value permanent, so potentially Lunar Insight can pop off with it as well, so that just gives us a bit more potential to get our 1 mana down, our 2 mana down. Crystal Barricade's another 2 mana thing. This is mostly here to slow down the enemy, but also if they're a black deck with like Duress and stuff, it gives us hexproof, so we can't be targeted by like intimidation tactics, which we're not really worried about that. We're more worried about Duress and other sort of like look at your hand stuff. It also protects us from just burn, right? So if people are trying to burn us down with a bunch of red spells, this is also just a good card to have. Essence Scatter, if they're running like a lot of creature stuff, even if it's just like red or green, this is just good to have, but it's more versatile because we have Flash Freeze specifically to deal with red or green, which is just a really good value card potentially. Essence Scatter, though, is a bit more broad because we kind of need something to deal with like more bigger creatures, I think. Potentially a creature with like Indestructible, or maybe a creature like Unstoppable Slasher. We'd really want to just get that, you know, away. Like, just don't even let it on the board, because we don't really have a bunch of exile effects to deal with something like that. I don't think it would be a big deal. You could maybe replace this with something else. Another Negate, because it's just another counterspell. Sorceress Spyglass. This is another cool Foundations card that's kind of just going to replace Clarion Conqueror, because what this does is you can just look at something, you reveal their hand, which is just nice info to have, and then you can shut down a specific card. If there's a card that's really bothering you, you can just take it out of the game pretty much until they get rid of Sorcerer's Spyglass, or until you get rid of it with Ultima, honestly. So a bit of a non-bow with our Ultima, but that's okay. Make Your Move is basically another replacer for Exercise. You could put another Disenchant in here as well, but I feel like Make Your Move is better. It's more flexible, and it's instant speed as well, which is nice. Exemplar of Light. So normally people run like double Biza in their sideboard. This is something that we're going to use to kind of have a similar effect, except it's flying, so it's probably a bit more of a bigger threat. Maybe a bit more offensive. It's the same mana value as Biza. Obviously, it's not as good as Biza, but we have a lot of ways to get life gain from our Authority, our Joust Throughs, our Maze Mind Tomes. So, and that Prayer of Binding as well. So that's where this comes in handy, the 2 life gain there. So that just allows us to get more cards, more counters. It can be pretty good with our deck. I feel like we have a pretty decent amount of life gain for this to work. And then Lyra, that's just another, normally you'd put another Stormslayer in your sideboard. This is we're just doing another Lyra instead because we're a Foundations deck. But that is pretty much it. I think I forgot Stroke of Midnight. Let's go over Stroke of Midnight and Ajani real quick. Stroke of Midnight, we're not really worried about giving them a token because we have a bunch of board wipes, so it's really no biggie. And we're only running 2 of Get Lost, so we're not going to be handing them too many map tokens, hopefully. Ajani is it's a token generator, and like I said, it's going to combo pretty well with Lunar Insight, because just Ajani alone with a token would get like 2 cards, which is nice. Which is the minimum requirement for this to be a decent card. And it would still be worse than Quick Study, but hopefully we can get some of this other stuff down as well. Honestly, if you really wanted to abuse Lunar Insight, you should run like at least 2 Ajanis and a few other things. Maybe I'll try to do that for a different deck at some point. We're not really worried about the ultimate. Our life total can get pretty high, but the non-land permanent cards we'd be getting aren't like... They're not going to win us the game. That could combo off with Lunar Insight pretty well if we got like a whole bunch of tomes, Authority, and stuff. That could be cool, but it's not really something we're looking to do. We're really just looking to use the deal 4 damage to a tap creature because we have 4 Authority, so this could get some pretty decent value. I think that's it. Let's just run some games and see how it goes. Clarion Conqueror, man. I rarely see Clarion Conqueror against me. I'm usually the one running that thing. Pretty cool to run it with Momo. I like that. Are we cooked? So I think what we want to do... do we get Ajani out right now and just hit... Oh, no, we couldn't. We'd have to... Oh, man. So we need to be able to Stroke of Midnight the Clarion Conqueror. Man, I hope this Verge is able to get me some blue at some point, like, soon. And we need to Stroke of Midnight before the total end of the... Okay. When another creature... Is this full cast? This is warped. We actually want to do this now, because otherwise this thing's going to stay on the board for too long. And then he'll be able to get a value out of it. Ay. This card is so good. I see this card getting used a lot lately. So, man, we need a Judgment. Okay, that's not gonna do it. I might need to use a Ajani just to kill Momo. And then just let it die. See, this is nice, but it's not what we need right now. We need a Judgment first. Let me think. Do we Ajani kill Momo? Let Ajani take some damage? I mean, is that probably the best value we get out of Ajani anyway? Or I think we need to Maze Mind Tome. I think that's the better play. Let's do Anchorage. Because we have some life here. So we can let him hit me for a little bit. That's the thought process anyway. Hopefully he doesn't have another Conqueror. Okay. Brutal, dude. That card's gonna get so much value. Authority. See, Authority is good. I mean, let's see, what are we on right now? 50? Yeah, I don't think we can do Authority. And he knows I'm looking for a Judgment, too. Okay. See, now I'm kind of considering using it. So what is that? 2, 2, 3, 7, 8. Whenever you cast another creature. So this will probably go up to like 3. So we're dealing with 11. Yeah, maybe 14. So he could kill me. Alright. I think we need to do this then. And we may not even use it against Momo. We might have to use it up against a 2 creature. I guess we could block with it. We would block the 3/3. If he has some sort of removal, though, we really need to get some kind of guaranteed value. I think we just need to kill the, let's just kill the Momo.
Will harm no one.
Another Momo. Let's hope we can get Authority. It should be here soon. I like, we can scry the next two, like the next card draw. I think we should be able to get one. And if we get one, we've still got problems because they'll have the Soulstone Sanctuary. Oh wait, I'm just dead on it. Now we're good. Oh, please, man, please. Oh my gosh, yes. So... this... can't really do anything else. Let's do that. This can help us against the Soulstone Sanctuary. And, I guess we just get rid of this now. He's got so many cards, though. We really need our, if we got a Lunar Insight right now, we would draw 3. We'll probably draw 2 on our turn, though. Actually, we could still make a token. They get lost. More tokens, sadly. They don't have a different mana value. Okay. He's gonna Soulstone Sanctuary. We'll have 6 health. Do we need to draw, like, do we... our Restless Anchorage can't kill anything. We might want to use our map tokens. Let's just scry. I think we gotta scry. That's not bad. Here's the thing, though. I really want him to use the Soulstone Sanctuary. And we can save our demo field. That would be great. I don't think we can, though. How much does Restless Anchorage cost? Man, maybe we should have drawn with the Maze Mind Tome. That's 3. So we wouldn't be able to do it again. I was hoping maybe we could like use a map token on it. Let's just sit here. Our dude, I don't know. Can we do a map token? I'm kind of slow right now, guys. You gotta like. I'm gonna do a map token. That could be nice. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't attack. That may have been a mistake though, because now we don't have enough mana for 3 steps ahead and a demo field, right? Yeah, yeah. There was really no reason to use a map token. It doesn't really do anything. I was really afraid that we would draw like a land. So if you get the map token and you draw the land, that just gives you a better draw. Okay, so he's not. Okay. So he must have... Do I need to use my anchorage to block this? I might. I think we just have to. I think he's forcing us to. Because he could buff a dude up or something. Okay, he does get lost. Okay. So I don't think I needed to do that because he doesn't really have stuff to put counters on his stuff. So all he needs to do next turn, we're so cooked. We're so cooked now. Because now we can't block the Soulstone Sanctuary and clear the board because we don't have enough land. We're cooked. Is there anything we can do? I guess we have to demo first, right? Do we even have the... We still won't have it. Yeah, whatever. We still won't have it. That sucks. Yeah, I made a mistake. Let's see. What do we need to get rid of? Crystal Barricade. He has a lot of flyers. Josh Through is good. Is Disenchant good? I didn't notice anything crazy going on in terms of enchantments and artifacts, so we can get rid of that. Strike of Midnight. It's good. It's good. We need to keep that. Counter an Essence Scatter is good. Do we need to run Sorcerer's Spyglass, I wonder? To deal with the Warping Angel. That might be really nice. Yeah, let's go for that. Let's go down. Dude, I don't want to cut Lunar Insight because I was trying to abuse it. I really should have just put like 4 Quick Study and then tried to do Lunar Insight another day. Herald just feels too slow for this matchup. I'm gonna go down 1 Maze Mind Tome. Yeah, I'm gonna go down 1 Lunar Insight. Okay, we get to play first again. That's nice. Dude, this could be really bad with these 2 lands. Yeah. That could be really bad. I think we need to mulligan. And then get rid of this Ultima. This looks better. Let's go with our... Do we go Plains first? I guess we're not too worried about that. Let's get our tap land in. Maze Mind Tome, we're cool with that. We can get a Johnny out next turn, potentially. Do we want that, though? It might be better to get our Tome out. So we kind of need to do a Johnny to get rid of the Voice of Victory. Or we do Maze Mind Tome and just start looking for our Judgment and more land. I think we have to do that. Because Authority's gonna counter the Voice of Victory pretty good. You know, we'll get some life out of it. So it's not the worst thing in the world. Jeez, this card is so good. Man, Warp is so stupid. I'm gonna have to hit resolve every time this stuff triggers. It's gonna be annoying. Okay, there we go. We can't use it, sadly, but it is nice. And then we can draw. Or we could counter. We could hold up a counter. I'm not too worried about the counter because we have Judgment, so it's fine. Okay, we can't use Joust Through, sadly. You know, Voice of Victory would be really good in a Lunar Insight deck. Like if you just wanted to stick with Azorius. Same thing with, like this guy's deck would actually go really well with Lunar Insight if you wanted it. You know, if you kind of made it a control style deck, got rid of a few things. Momo would make sense too. Maybe. Okay, demo field, we'll take that. Question is, do we just keep letting him beat me up? We can't keep letting him draw cards, but at the same time, we don't know what our next stuff is. And we might just have to let him keep drawing cards, because I don't know what my next stuff is. We don't know, like, our next Judgment could be, you know, 10 cards away or something like that, we would just lose. He's only doing 3, 4, 5 damage total right now. And then we'll be able to Ajani his next thing, most likely. I think we're okay. I think we can do it. If we get an untapped land, that'd be so good next turn. Because then we could draw from this. But I don't think it's worth taking the chance. Okay, I was hoping he would send something a bit bigger out. There it is. So now we can't Ajani. That sucks. Let's just do this. You get the draw. Okay, nice. We don't have to... We can draw maybe, depending on what goes on. But we can Joust Through the Clarion if he doesn't put a Voice of Victory down. We actually have to counter the Voice of Victory if he does put it down. How do I feel about that? I actually really like... We have like 3 more authorities in the deck, I think, right? I don't think we got rid of any. Is this worth it? I really can't let him put Voice of Victory down right now, so I have to do it, I think. When this creature enters, search your library for a basic plains card or creature. Is he warping this? Yeah. Still same thought process. We gotta save it for the Voice of Victory. Oh, the Nurturing Pixie. What would he even use it on right now? Is he just gonna use it on his Starfield Shepherd? I guess that's fine. So we Joust Through the Clarion. We pass. And then we draw. Maybe I should have done 3 steps ahead, just because we could have just more cleanly done the Ajani play. And now we kind of can't. So this guy could... He's going to get warped in again. He'll go up to 3 at least. Maybe 4, which means he could just kill Ajani. They could definitely kill Elspeth. I think we just hold stuff up here. Because we have Wan Shi Tong. That could do some good damage. Okay, this guy... The counters aren't really a big deal. If he did tokens, it really would not matter. But this is a big enough piece where I'm kind of willing to just... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I kind of want to do my Wan Shi Tong play that bad. Because we have Elspeth. Or even a Johnny. Potentially. So, what's he going to do here? Okay, so counters. Which means Momo gets another counter. He's just gonna keep doing the same thing. That's a pretty crazy combo, I guess. When you cast your second spell each turn, choose... Okay, so it's just second. I think Wan Shi Tong can still pop off, potentially. Can he kill Momo? That's the real question. It's like, if we can kill Momo, it's really not a big deal. Alright, so we're doing 4 counters on him. Is that correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. There we go. We got a good piece on the board now. And I think this is just where we do Storm Slayer. Or we can do a Johnny and then bait out the Get Lost. I kind of like that idea. Let's do a Johnny.
One way or another, this fight.
He would want to Get Lost us. Yeah, if he searches for his stuff, we'll get another counter. So let's just roll with that. We can attack because we have Vigilance. Question is like, do we get lost right now? Before he has like the chance to do a bunch of instant speed stuff. I don't think he will do instant speed stuff. I can't recall any like instant speed cards that he was using last game. Bro, I think you can take 5 damage. I think this guy really likes his life pool. Or does he feel like he just lost? Because I do think we're kind of in control now. I think we've got a pretty good board state in hand. Man, is he... I mean, I know we took a little long on some of my turns, but geez. You don't have to robe me, man. I was just thinking. Okay, he's just messing with us. Maybe he was thinking, I don't know. I think I do want to get lost. I don't know. I think we can get lost. I don't think he's... I'm not worried. And with that out of the way, let's just do our map tokens. Maybe we're rushing into stuff a little bit here, but I'm doing it. I just don't want him to get, like... If he's gonna put counters on his Pixie, I'd rather him have to use map tokens or something. Okay, so he does use the Get Lost on my dude. See, that's why I'm just goofy. I just need to do like a 3 steps ahead there, protect my guy. Because now his Pixie can kill my Ajani. I'm just silly, man. I'm just silly. Just gonna get another Nurturing Pixie. You're probably a Momo, I would think. That card's gotten him so much value. Yeah. And our Elspeth actually can't deal with any of those cards. So, yeah, we really messed up. We really messed up. What I was worried he would do, though, was do some sort of regular angel spell or something like of that order. And then do the Get Lost and then put counters on his stuff. But the thing is, the counters on his stuff wouldn't even really matter. So it was just kind of a goofy thing to do. I think we need to hold up our spells. Man, Quick Study's nice. I kind of wish I had done 4 Quick Studies. Or the other, that 4 mana, choose 1 counter spell or draw. I forget what that one's called. It's like a Bloom Barrow card. So I deserve to lose. Let's just see if we can get away with the nonsense we were doing. Maybe we can get a Joust through. Or a, yeah. Okay, nope. I'm not too worried about Momo because we can authority. And again, we should have held up 3 steps ahead instead of the quick study. That way we could have drawn from 3 steps ahead instead. Worked out though. Let's get rid of this guy, because this guy can be really annoying for us with these 3 creatures already on the board. Okay, authority. He could put down another of this card, but I doubt he'll get that lucky. So I could do a tapped Hollowed Fountain. Because Crawling Barrens is not going to do anything for us right now. Okay. 2 mana left. We just hold up 3 steps ahead, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which is enough for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Maybe... what would we create a copy of? Really nothing. So we can just do this and be fine. Yeah, we will use our Restless Anchorage against one of these guys, and then we will 3 steps ahead protect it from the Get Lost. Or if he puts down another one of these guys, we need to 3 steps ahead that, I think. Because these guys are going to all get counters. And then they'll be able to kill our Restless Anchorage pretty easily. Okay, why didn't he attack? Well, okay, this is a really good pick. Really good draw here. I don't know why this guy keeps roping. FFs, wow. Okay, I don't know what that's about. So, number 1, we just need to play better. I did not play some of that stuff very well. I do think this list is fine. Maybe an Exemplar would be really nice instead of the Lyra. But Lyra is just, like, really good. The First Strike is really what I'm talking about. Like, the First Strike's really nice. But he can so easily get lost stuff. Maybe a unsummon, like if we want to protect our Juan or protect our Lyra, that could be good. And it's just a cool way to, like, bounce that big 2/4 guy. That could be really good. And we'll ditch a Maze Mind Tome, perhaps. That sounds pretty good to me. Although I have a feeling I'm just going to get ripped again. Come on, dude. You got this, man. Come on. This is a few too many lands even for me, man. This also sucks. Jeez. Let's get rid of you, get rid of you, I think. The land might be really good. These are both turn 4. We kind of need a turn 3. Do we get rid of Judgment and just hope we get another one? We're putting 1 at the bottom. I don't think we can do that. Do we get rid of our Fountain Port? No, I don't think we do that. I mean, he saw us mulligan twice, so maybe he'll actually play this time. Okay, so I guess the guy just couldn't handle all of our life gain? I'm not really sure. Ooh, 1-lander? No can do. Another 1-lander. Jeez. Dude. Alright, well, I guess we could just... we got double Maze Mind Tome, which is nice. I think we get rid of a Tome and we get rid of a Regent. And keep our Authority and our Negate. And then we'll keep the Tome down furthest. Put our Authority on. Imagine this guy has a Duress, bro. It's over. A little bit of Boros action, okay. So we need to put down Maze Mind Tome. We just can't play games. We gotta draw some stuff. If he has Authority, though, this is a good sign that we can play a little slower, which means we could draw from our Maze Mind Tome, most likely. It looks likely. He could have War Leader's Call. I don't know. I guess we'll keep it. We need lands, though. Maybe I should have scryed for a land there. We'll see. This guy's using some Foundations cards, too, though. Pretty sweet. I don't know what he's saying nice about. Maybe the Authority. We got our land. I guess we'll just play it. Man, isn't Maze Mind Tome amazing? Oh, don't do it to me. Do I negate to protect it? Okay. He hovered it, so I was like, and he had 2 mana. I thought maybe he was gonna kill it. The spell can't be countered. Okay. Let's just draw real quick. Alright. So it's gonna hurt me a little bit. Yeah, we can't risk the Restless Anchorage play right now. Ooh, okay. No more lies. Jeez, we gotta deal with this guy. Demo field's good. Do we need to demo field the Abandoned Air Temple? It does mean that he's gonna instantly use the Restless Bivouac. But that's kind of okay, because we can... That means that he won't have the mana to deal with our Restless Anchorage, which we can use to kill the Hexing Squelcher. Or we can use to kill the Restless Bivouac, so I think I'm fine with that. Actually, he would still have plenty of mana left. What am I talking about? Okay, so we're gonna let him attack with it first. Okay, so now that he does that, it means that we can then use Restless and block his Restless. Okay, nice. Another Maze Mind Tome. Fine with that. We've got mana to play with, so we can do this. We need like a Joust Through or something. Ooh, and we can't counter this, man. That sucks. But we can disenchant, and we might want to do that. First, let's see what we draw. Joust Through. Heck yeah. Happy to see that. I think we just deal with this now. I don't think we need to do this. We could just draw, right? Because we have 5 left still. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could have 5 left. Let's just play correctly, I think. Let's just do that. Will he protect me? Or protect it? It's just, I can't believe it's just all spells. Like, I can't even counter a protection spell. Interesting, okay. I mean, I don't need to pay the 2 life anymore. Okay. Oh, we could have Restless. It's probably fine not to use Restless, honestly. So maybe we should have used Restless to like, block. Because if he's get-losting his own guy, that means he's really hunting for something, and that something could have been removal. But I gotta think, like, if he's get-losting his own dude, doesn't that mean that he has another get-lost? I think we're too late on that. Oh, nice. Prayer of Binding's good. Alright. Yeah, I guess we could just get more life. It's kind of nice having all this life gain, I'm not gonna lie, it's good. Feels nice. We have quite a bit to protect our Restless Anchorage, so I think we just block with it. If we want, right? We have a negate. Yeah, I think we can just do it. Okay, nice. And here we just negate. Do we care? We should be coming up on a judgment soon, so I think we're okay with this. And we have authority, right? Of course we're okay with it. We have authority. We're good. I did that a little too early, because now he could kill Restless. That would suck. Don't do that, please. We're good. Okay, even better. We have another authority. And I think we'll use River Regent to draw, because we only have a few cards. Okay. We can do this on No More Lies, I think. Or we could even do it on the River Regent. Let's do it on the River Regent, because who cares? We can still Omen it, right? Okay, it does apply to Omen too, okay. Other creatures you control get 1/0. Whenever another permanent you control leaves the battlefield during your turn, create a 1/1. This is not a big deal. I think we're okay with this. We're gonna get hurt a little bit, but it's no biggie. Another raid. We better get our board wipe, because we're risking it. I guess what we could do is we could block with 1. Yeah, I think... Yeah, I think we block with the 2/1 Goblin. Oh, fair enough. Let's drop the land. We've got a lot of land. I kind of want to do a Prayer of Binding just so that we get our Lunar Insight buffed up a little bit. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do that on the 4/2, maybe? Let's just do the 4/2. Let's just stop 4 damage. Why not? And we get a life out of that. There we go. Oof. Yikes. Come on. We need a judgment. Oh, bro. This ain't looking pretty. So, we're gonna take 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 damage. Okay. We might want to get lost to stop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage, 7 damage, 8, 9 damage. That sounds pretty good to me. We might just want to get lost that guy. And then Maze Mind Tome. It's pretty cool though. Both Lunar Insights got 3. That's pretty nice. But Stock Up is just so much better. Stock Up's not even a rare. Not that, like, rarity should not matter when it comes to the balance of cards. Ooh, okay. So I kind of just need to get Lost the Guy now, then. Oh, another one, wow. Yeah, if we get our Judgment relatively soon... We got Lyra as well. Lyra could actually just keep us alive for so long, because he wouldn't use his Voice of Victory. Like right now, it already kind of sucks to use because we have double authority. All right, do your thing, dude. That's Maze Mind Tome. Are we dead next turn without an authority? I don't know. Without a Judgment. I meant. Dude, this sucks. Let's do a Fountain Port and a Quick Study. Oh, you've got to be kidding me, man. How much mana would we have? Yeah, we would have enough. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we got enough. I mean, that's impressive. Like, how are we not getting anything? How many have we used? Did we even use one? We haven't used one. That is ridiculous. So, let me think. Authority doesn't get enough initial value. So we're going to take 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 10 here. 17, 20, 21. And then 22, 23. So we'll still be alive, which is nice. I think we just... Do we do an authority and then do a joust through? I think that's just what we go for. And we can just drop a fountain here. Kind of insane bad luck. Like, they're not exiled. Yeah, I mean, I'm just double checking. Like, we haven't gotten any of our judgments in 36 cards. That is really absurd. Oh, we can't even joust through. Oh, man, I forgot. Are we dead? Oh, he attacked with his Voice of Victory, so no, we're not. I don't think we are. And... do I just need to make a token? Like, lose 1 life? Does that kill me? 10, 17, 21, 23, 25... Yeah, we're in the clear. I mean, I guess we just need to make a fish token. We'll get a little bit more life here. Get like 6. Okay, a little more. Dude, this is absurd. I'm sorry if I hit the mic there. We could do a Herald of Eternal Dawn. So I think we just sack. We're just gonna hope that we can get the card we need here. Okay, there we go. Jeez. And then now we put Stormslayer out. And now we've got the game. That took forever, dude. I was a little worried. I mean, I knew. I was like, all right, surely we sack the fish and we get it, right? That was nuts. All right, well, good game, dude. You almost had that. Okay, jeez. Just a bunch of creatures, really. Nothing too crazy. Essence Scatter could be pretty good with that in mind. He had a couple of Get Lost. I feel like... Honestly, I feel like our deck is fine. Another Joust 3 is probably pretty good. We just want to make sure we can deal with Voice of Victory, and we're honestly fine. Is this activated abilities? Okay, so it's only activated abilities. Yeah, I mean, what do we do here? Do we just get rid of a Maze Mind Tome? And ditch a Herald because it's just too late? He didn't have a lot of flyers. Like, I mean, if he doesn't have a way to... I mean, a Get Lost just kills this thing. Lunar Insight got 3 cards, which was pretty nice. But, we didn't really... It didn't feel like it got a lot of value, but it actually did. Like, if Lunar Insight didn't each get 3 cards, we don't get our Judgment until 2 more cards. Like, if we were playing a real physical game. So, Lunar Insight did win us the game, when you think about that. I think Disenchant, he had an Authority. I'm not really worried about the Authority though. I think we'll keep it around. Honestly, no, I think we can get rid of it. Our Authority of Consuls is really, really good. Stroke of Midnight, I'm not keen on, to be honest, but we do need a removal spell of some kind, and I think that's just the one we gotta rock. Yeah, let's get rid of Disenchant. Get rid of a Lunar Insight. Get Maze Mind Tome. Lunar Insight in this deck makes more sense as a 1-of, because it could pop off, but in order for it to be justified, it really needs to draw at least 3 cards over a Quick Study, because Quick Study is instant speed. So if you're not getting at least 3, you're just getting a worse card. There is a world where this guy also ropes, because that was a long game, and he may not want to play a long game again after what just happened. It's looking likely that he's just gonna FF. You know, after what happened, I kind of think I just want to keep my Day of Judgment. Okay. Deck is 2 and 3 right now. Both opponents FF'd. Dude, another one-lander. Is that like the 3rd or 4th time? Okay, I think we just run with this and get rid of Elspeth. Man, if we see the Badger, that might spell trouble for us. Hopefully he doesn't have it. We should be able to get our 4th land with Maze Mind Tome out. Yeah, Bossing Say. Oh, dude, this is gonna be hard. Okay. Let's just keep that so we can guarantee our judgment. It kind of sucks because we can't quick study. But we can draw from our tome if we want. We might want to get rid of his enchantment. That might go on the board, the earthbending one. Okay, as for Origins. Man, it's crazy, he's got 5 mana right now. And then 6 if he... Does this... Yeah, I guess this would still count towards this, right? Yeah. I'm happy he's attacking with that, by the way. Just draw. Do we judgment that? Like, what's on the board right now? Is that judgment worthy? We have a disenchant to deal with this creature, so I'm not too worried about that. Another judgment? I think that means we definitely judgment. So let's scry. Just so we can get this. We have double judgment. Do we want 3? I'm gonna run with 3 because he could pretty easily fill up the board again. I don't mind that. Oh, keep in mind, guys, if you didn't already know this, I've been doing this throughout, but you want to stop on your upkeep when you have Maze Mind Tome. That way you can scry before you draw, so you can kind of guarantee maybe a slightly, not guarantee, but you're playing the odds a little bit better because you're able to look at the top card and scry it out if you need to for your next draw. So always try to do that before this step comes online, because if you do it too late while you're like scrying or drawing from this, and you do it like while this effect's taking place, it won't count. It's just gonna Earthbend. Yeah. That does kind of suck, because let's scry, and that way we can still quick study. Oof, that is a land. It's just not the... I think we'll take it because it's a land. And we can use this land to combat his lands. Eventually. We can't do it right away, though. I think we still quick study, though. See if we can get a demo field, or... really, like an Elspeth would be nice to block these earths. These earthbend lands. If you... okay, let's get rid of this. You know, maybe that wasn't a good idea, because... did we exile it? No, it just gets exiled. Okay. Yeah, that wasn't wise, because even though he is going to get mana from that card, the fact that we have so many judgments means that we should have just left it on the board, and we could have dealt with this and that at the same time. That was kind of the whole, like, the whole reason you get a third judgment in your hand is because you want to let them fill up the board. I just, the add mana just means he could... yeah, we had no reason to do that. Because now if he has the enchantment, that really any green enchantment is kind of a big threat. But perhaps it's possible that just blew up this guy's mentals, and now he's gonna rope me just like the other two people. Maybe that was the real... maybe that's just what Foundations cards like do to people. They realize I'm getting beaten by a guy playing this crappy Foundations land, this crappy Foundations card, and their mentals are just shut down immediately. That's possible. Man, I tell you what though, drawing cards and like just straight up drawing 2 cards and not having to like discard anything is so nice. Yeah, this is oh, dude, are all my opponents just gonna concede? Oh, he's back. He tapped my land. He looked at my land. Maybe it was just a DC. I saw that opponent. I saw you do that. So you're just mean then. You're just a jerk. Cause you're here, you're just not playing. You're just mad. Ooh, that's good, but we really, really would love a demo field. Do we have to get rid of this to get the demo field? I think we do, man. I think we do. Because we can counter something else that's like a big deal. I wonder if we counter... okay, so Badger, no big deal. So that is going to get him... oh, he's not even doing the right thing. He's gonna hurt me. Let's just beef this guy up real quick. So now his next use is gonna be decent. So yeah, Lunar Insight at 0. I mean, man, this sucks. Do we have to Judgment now, or do we wait? Because he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. 6, 7 mana, and then 8, 9. But we could just cancel out anything that he does. I'm not... you know what? Let's just see what he does. Because, yeah, he might get a bunch of stuff, but we'll just Judgment it, and it's really not a big deal. And we can just use our mana on our Crawling Barrens instead. Granted, I think it may have been a good idea to Restless Anchorage and attack, just so that we generate a token And then we could use Lunar Insight to draw at least one card. Right now it's 0, it doesn't do anything. But this is okay. Buffing up our crawling barons isn't that bad of an idea. Okay. This we might need to counterspell because he can still get this guy down. And then he can get a lot of damage in. We actually just have to counter this. We have no choice. We have to counter that. Because he has these things in his graveyard, and he's threatening to play this. We might need the Judgment a little earlier than what I wanted initially. Ooh, Lyra. Do we play Lyra? Or do we just Judgment? We have all these Judgments, let's just use one. Really sucks that we haven't drawn a demo field yet, but we are only running 2, so it is something maybe this deck should have at least 3 of. I'm pretty sure we're only running 2. Okay, at this point, we need to have some means of drawing cards. So we just need to attack with the Restless Anchorage. This is getting a little crazy. I feel like No More Lies just isn't going to be useful. We may want to Lunar Insight this turn, because there's really nothing else to do. I mean, I guess we could have played Lyra, but the issue is Lyra can't stop that guy. Maybe it's a mistake that we did that. Like maybe I don't know why he put that in his graveyard. It makes me worried he's got another one. Or maybe I'm just overthinking stuff. Maybe this is just a good play. He's gonna have so much land next turn. I just feel like the... Yeah, I think we just do it. An Ajani or... Quick Study is not the worst thing. Like, casting a Quick Study there is just so much better for us, because we could have done it on their turn. I think this deck would like 4 Quick Studies. Yeah, so he does have it. I think we just lose. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, we should have just played Lyra. So let's get rid of 1 Lunar, as usual, because it's just not good in this deck. I shouldn't have put it in. Its potential's nice, though. It did win us 1 game, but it's really not good in this deck. Make Your Move is good. If only we could have more demo fields, man. We can counter a straight-up green spell is nice. Countering a... Let's get rid of No More Lies. This is pretty nice. I think we could just full-on... get rid of No More Lies, or maybe get rid of the negate. Let's do that, and then what else? We really want Soulstone Sanctuary, so I think we're just gonna get rid of... Ah, no, that means Lunar Insight's better, though. It means it's better now. He's not playing a whole bunch of creatures, so we could probably just go down on these. One's maybe, like, okay. Not the worst thing in the world. Crystal Barricade... this doesn't really... He's not going to target a lot of our stuff, I don't think. What's our win con? We need more creatures, I think. Let's get Ultima's good. Ultima's good. Judgment actually isn't that great. So I think we get rid of one. Like, yeah, we need to be able to wipe his stuff, but we need stuff of our own, really. And I think we're gonna try these guys out finally. Because now seems like a good time to do that. And let's also ditch... Do we just go no authority? Let's go no... Actually, authority is kind of nice for our exemplar. Get lost is necessary. Lunar Insight is just getting better with this sideboard update to the deck. 2 judgments might not be enough. I think this is okay. Let's do this. We'll click done. We'll click done. I think that's fine. I think our that 7 mana card is good. We should have kept it. Maybe we should have kept it. I went lower in value, though. Or not value, but lower in mana, which I guess is kind of lower in value, but I think it's higher value against this guy. Having an Ultima is great. That's just great. Make your move. We just want to deal with, like, powerful creatures at instant speed. So this is a solid hand, honestly. This is actually a really good hand for what we got to deal with. And we need to look for that 4th land. An Exemplar of Light might come quite in handy. I hope we can make it through this Badger Molka, because I really want to see how these creatures do against him. Okay, we got our land. Nice. Okay. We can 3 steps ahead anything that's going to be problematic. That does look problematic. Let's see. Let's go... That thing can hurt us pretty bad, but we have Make Your Move. I think we can just do it. I think it's fine if we just do it. When's Ultima coming up? Here soon. We don't want him to be able to protect it. And he's definitely gonna want to warp that other guy in. Let's just play the good play. Let's just guarantee it. Let's just guarantee that this guy's not going to be an issue, because it's too. It feels a little risky, right? It feels a little risky. Like, we could totally get away with it, but because he has the Badger out, he's got enough mana to where, like, it could be an issue, and it's just better to remove the thought that that could be an issue. Like, I do want to get the most out of this one Ultima we've got. Ooh, my gosh, that's nice. That's a good one. Okay, I think we need to wait for... Like, we don't want to use Exemplar yet. Not yet. Ideally, we put him out, and then we just scry on the Maze Mind Tome. But right now, I would love to, like, flash freeze and then draw from Tome. That'd be really good. We need to counter this guy. Counter the dude that... Well, first we need to see if we can draw a land. So if they put a green creature up, we Maze Mind Tome, and then flash freeze. So this is a good target. Let's see what we get. If we get an Ultima, then we are just... Or we get a land, we Ultima. Do we Ultima? We did get a land. I think we just got to do that. It does mean our Exemplar is not going to get initial value, which sucks. But we do make him lose a land this way, which is good. Do I wait? I think I might actually wait. Thing is, though, if he gets that warping double the creature's power card with one of those fabled passages, or not fabled passages, the is that what they're called? You guys know what I'm talking about. He had a lot of those kind of lands where they, like, you break it and you get another land. Because that could just kill us in one turn easily, so I think we were forced to Ultima. Let's scry. We would like a land right now. And that way we can be able to do stuff and cast Exemplar or something like that. So that's not bad. Okay, yeah, there's one of those lands. Not too big of a deal, though. We probably won't be able to block with our Exemplar yet, but once this guy gets strong enough, we can do a make your move on him. Okay, maybe we just do this. And... thing was with Maze Mind Tome, the sooner we get it down, the sooner we can get value out of the Exemplar. But a Flash Freeze just makes so much sense right now. To just being able to hold that up, I think we just gotta hold that up every turn. And he might just do earthbending stuff, but we just gotta make sure he doesn't double this guy's power. Which he would have cast that guy sooner if he was gonna do that. Okay, that is nice. Yeah, we have to just... We have to keep the... Make your move up with the Flash Freeze, so we can't cast Maze Mind Tome this turn either. But we just really we don't want that other guy coming onto the board. We're not going to be... There is a world where maybe we have to block with the Exemplar, but I doubt it. I think we just... We kind of want to keep him up if he earthbends. So in an ideal world, we make your move. Ah, dude, it really sucks if we have to use both our cards just to kill the Chocobo. So this we counter. See, doesn't this feel like a fair card? It's a 4-mana card, but you can warp it for 3. So many other cards are like warp it for 2 less of its like base value, which is so nuts to me. Let's see if we can get away with it. Does he hexproof this? Okay, he does. Ooh, that's a little rough. So we might have to double scry, break our Soul Guide Lantern, and block with the Exemplar, which freaking sucks. Yeah, we're gonna have to block with the Exemplar. We're dead no matter what. Do we need to block? The only way we can kill these guys... I don't know. I mean, we're gonna lose no matter what if we don't... I don't know. I think we just take the damage. Useless for now. Useful, but late. It's too late. And we have to sack this to draw. And then we have to do this again. That's good. So here we can gain life, draw another card, attack, and then judgment. So I think we squeezed the value out of that properly. That was nice. Oh my gosh, another one. We might be cooked. It is a very good chance. Ooh. Yeah, you know, if he was tapped right now, that'd be nice. The authority would have came in handy there. Alright, that's a little too late. Ooh, nice. I think we just need to play it safe, right? Okay. Get this guy up, we can block any sort of earthbending lands.
Thank you for your aid.
We're starting to see a little bit of hope right now. Just a little bit. Okay. Fine with me. We might just want to straight up draw. We could do like a scry draw. I mean, we simply just keep making tokens or what? Yeah, I think we do.
My ally stands strong.
This is pretty important. Let's get that. How much do we have? We could draw 2 and still everything's good. That's nice. Yeah, we can draw from this and draw from this. So he's gonna earthbend again. Ooh, yikes. Okay. Definitely need to draw. You know what? We probably should have paid life to also draw from this, in hindsight. That probably would have been worth it. Okay, nothing to target with that. Lyra, not the worst thing we could have drawn. We should probably continue to make a token.
Thank you for your aid.
And do we need land right now? Not really. We can keep this around for our exemplar. We could also make a fish. Can we make a fish? We can't. Well, yeah, we can. We might want to do that. Wow, okay. Hopefully we can get that other demo field soon. He's just gonna attack with the big 7/7 Earth land. How many judgments have we used? Just one? But we only have one other judgment. Ah, dude, that's rough. Okay. Okay. Do we make a fish? No. Okay, we got rid of the annoying lands. I think we can just Soul Guide Lantern. Like, just sack it. Okay. Crawling Barrens is not going to get any value, pretty much. So we just gotta keep doing what we're doing. Another Fountain Port. Lyra can't do anything either. Are we cooked? We have to deal with, like, another land. Lyra can stop the other land. Actually, no, she can't. She can't even do that. She can't even do that. Did we just get 5 life here? Ah, dude, we're so cooked. I think we're just done. I think it's over. We need to... Like, there's no point in attacking, I guess. There it is. Do we need to instantly do that? Then search your library for a base. This card is a little too good. Okay. You could have earthbended, right? I think Bro's made a mistake. We make a fish. Block that guy. Block that guy. Do we need to block the next guy? Not really. Get lost. Ooh, that's nice. And we just blocked the right guys too. That's perfect. Why would he do that? It doesn't make sense.
Thank you for your aid.
Do we just need the life? Let's just get the life in. We're so cooked. We need to kill this thing immediately. I think we can just attack. I think we can attack now. Man, Ajani's getting like insane value against this guy right now. Ah, dude, that sucks. So we need to save our get lost, potentially. Now he's gonna earthbend some crap. If he keeps earthbending the 16-16, no way, dude. Dude, you got a spread right now. You need the spread. This guy doesn't do anything. Does he not know that? We're gonna lose to a guy who just doesn't understand, like, dude, you can just get... like, you can get your other lands, man. Is he worried about an Ultima? Is that what it is? It's gotta be, right? He's just worried about another Ultima. Okay, wow, that's actually tremendously good draw. Let's get our anchorage. Look at the top X cards of your library, where X is your life total. You may put any number of non-land permanents with mana value 3 or less. Our tokens are doing wonders right now. We just gotta keep using that. Maybe we'll think about it next turn. For now, we just hit. And we have lethal next turn. Alright, don't do trample or anything like that, buddy. I think we just use Stroke of Midnight here. Ooh, whenever a land you control enters, double the power. So just warping that in. And I think I just Kill this guy. Alright, GG. Yeah, he kind of misplayed that pretty hard. Maybe another judgment is worthwhile. Clearing the board state is really nice. Unsummon is actually not that bad either. Do we just ditch the idea of Lunar Insight totally? No more lies. I'm glad that's gone. Another authority. I don't think we need more authorities. He doesn't have a way to deal with this guy. Like, if this guy gets out, we just win. Do I just ditch Lunar Insight? I think we ditch one Maze Mind Tome. And then maybe, yeah, ditch Lunar Insight. Yeah, because we have... I don't know. I think we're just going to do that. I think we're going to lean heavier on the creatures. And then work our way up to this guy. Is what we're really trying to do. I think this is good enough. It might be trolling to not run just 4 of these, though. That's what I'm a little bit worried about. And... negate to deal... it's too niche. I don't know, negate might be good. Get rid of no more lies for a negate? I don't know. Yeah. We're a weird mix of creatures and board wipes right now. These games have gone on a long time. I think the opponents feel devastated when they lose against this deck, man, because it just goes on for a long, long time. The life, I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm a little bit taxed after that. So if they're feeling like me, oh no, he's playing. He's here to play. All right, respect. All right, let's see if we can make it 3 for 3, or if this guy beats us. I'm not really confident in some of my sideboard picks. I'm not really sure yet. I feel like we could use a little bit more like single point removal. And Lunar Insight is just, it's the thing that keeps coming back to mind if that's actually worth it or not, because it could pop off. But I think I removed both of them, right? I don't even remember. We might have one. I'm pretty sure I got rid of both of them, though. Come on, opponent. You click done. Maybe he's just thinking. But it's like, you think if he's roping me, he would have just not clicked done on the sideboard? No way. Alright, well, this deck is 3 for 3, and not only that, but all of my opponents after the first game or second game just roped me. So, I do think the idea... I think I'm right. I think the Foundations cards do something to people, man, because they realize it's fair, it's not even optimal, and when you're losing to a suboptimal deck, I feel like they just crash out and leave. I don't know. I think also just on top of that, though, is that this is actually a decent Azorius deck. It does have... it's got most of the answers, but it's also got the authority and, you know, your lands and the Maze Mind Tomes, and what else? What else do we gain life with? Joust Through, Lyra... We have a lot of life gain, so I think just like the presence of just a bunch of life gain, we had like a decent amount of removal. We counterspelled most of the time the right stuff. Sometimes I'll be honest, I did not pilot this deck to be like that great. My opponents definitely made some mistakes. Overall, could use a little bit of improvement. I would drop the Lunar Insights, or I would go further into optimizing the deck for Lunar Insight. Also, I feel like I sideboarded this card out maybe more than I should have, because a couple of the times I felt like my opponents would not have been able to answer this. I do think, personally, what I would do is I would just go 4 more quick studies, you know, if you want to keep it Foundations related, and I would just drop the Lunar Insights. I would probably... I don't know if I would have 4 authorities in the main deck. I would go down to 2 or 3, and then you could put down another... I don't know. You could put a make your move in the main board. The exemplars are also quite good. You could optimize, like, you could still make a control style deck with the exemplar of light, and then if you really wanted to dip away from the judgment so that way they stay on board, you could just keep the 4 authorities and then do split ups. That could be really good, honestly. The deck performed better than I thought it would. Again, my opponents made some mistakes. It's pretty cool that we got all of them to concede. Maybe that says something about our deck. I think that's it for now.